Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today we have something really important to discuss in the world of iOS and jailbreaking. Today, Apple has released iOS 9.2.1 to the general public. So what we're going to talk about in today's video is the firmware in general, what we can kind of expect from jailbreaking moving forward in the days and weeks to come, as well as kind of iOS 9.3, which, as the majority of you know, was seeded to registered developers last week in Beta 1 and Beta 1.1 form. Also note that not only down below in the more info will there be a table of contents to allow you to more easily navigate through this video, but there will also be a TLDR, or rather TLDW, too long didn't watch wrap up toward the end of this video. Alright, so let's quickly talk about iOS 9.2.1 as a firmware update first, even though the majority of us are likely looking forward to its successor, again, iOS 9.3. So as revealed inside of the changelog for 9.2.1, just inside of settings general software update here, it's a pretty small update. It states, quote, "This update contains security updates and bug fixes, including a fix for an issue that could prevent the completion of app installation when using an MDM server," and MDM just stands for Mobile Device Management for business and education purposes. So while 9.2.1 doesn't offer much, the firmware that will succeed it in the future will include the following: multi-Apple Watch support for iPhone models, night shift, which is essentially Apple's own version of Flux that reduces blue light exposure at night so it's easier on the eyes for viewing, security improvements to the Notes application, the Apple News algorithm for the For You section has been improved, there have been some revisions to the Health application along with a new interface, CarPlay features have been added including new and For You sections for Apple Music, as well as nearby inside of the Maps portion of it, and it does focus on some education-oriented features. But the real kicker with iOS 9.3 is the aforementioned night shift feature. And as for iOS 9.3's release date, we simply don't know when it will drop, and that could pose a problem for jailbreaking, which we're going to start talking about right now. So, can we expect a new jailbreak for iOS 9.2.1? See, that's a little bit tricky, because remember a while back when 3K Assistant, one of TaiG's known associates, had seemingly confirmed TaiG's plans to jailbreak iOS 9.2, again 9.2.1's predecessor, before polling said confirmation? Well, the reason why that happened is because 3K Assistant jumped the gun, so to speak, and jailbreak developers just do not like to give ETAs or make official announcements for a number of varying reasons, including the fact that it creates toxic attitudes amongst the jailbreak community, and it simply doesn't help matters one way or the other. And since then, of course, now we have iOS 9.2.1, which is available to the public, and 9.3 is in beta stages. No one really expected that, and this is the first time when two different firmwares were in developer beta testing stages when we knew a brand new jailbreak utility was indeed in development stages. So this is kind of an interesting scenario. Will TaiG release what they've been working on for iOS 9.2.1, or instead wait for iOS 9.3, which actually offers new changes? Well, in the past, jailbreak developers have proven that they like to wait for the latest firmwares to drop so as many people can jailbreak as possible for as long as possible. Remember, both TaiG and Pangu aren't in this just to liberate us. While that is an aspect of it, they do receive funding from third-party companies with other monetary interests in jailbreaking. So they are paid for their work, and they want to ensure that it reaches as many people as possible. And since we know 9.3 is on the horizon and it's a bigger update than today's iOS 9.2.1, it is conceivable that the group may wait for iOS 9.3 to be released before issuing another jailbreak. However, I will say this: if iOS 9.3 does close vulnerabilities that TaiG intends to exploit in a new jailbreak, then it is possible that they'll rush their utility for iOS 9.2.1, similar to what Pangu did with their iOS 9.0.2 jailbreak, because it was discovered that iOS 9.1 beta closed the key kernel exploit that they were going to employ in their jailbreak. So there are really two possible scenarios right now as far as a new jailbreak is concerned. Number one, they could wait for iOS 9.3, which will undoubtedly be the less favorable choice, but the most practical. Or, number two, they could issue it for iOS 9.2.1 relatively soon, provided iOS 9.3 closes any of the exploits they're actually going to use, or if they have extra vulnerabilities that are exploitable stockpiled that simply will not work for iOS 9.3, or if they want to release a jailbreak in a more timely fashion. Because let's face it, it has been a while since iOS 9.1 was released, and closed close the Pangu jailbreak, and we have no clue when iOS 9.3 will be released to the public. If it's sometime later this spring, then it makes the most sense to issue a jailbreak soon for 9.2.1. What do you guys think? I will actually have a new poll up on your screens now via the cards in this video. Make sure to vote. What do you want? A jailbreak for iOS 9.2.1 or one for iOS 9.3? You can also leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and just remember that we will know more soon. And one of two things will likely happen. They'll either jailbreak 9.2.1 soon because of either a possible exploitation patch in 9.3 or simply because of timing and they want to issue something now. Or the second thing, they could wait for iOS 9.3 and its new features to drop. And if you want to be updated along the way, such as when I create new videos similar to this one and jailbreak tutorials in the future once new utilities are made available, just be sure to click the subscribe button below next to my channel name if you have yet to. And remember, I feel it's important to mention that without TaiG and Pangu, we simply wouldn't have jailbreaking today, and creating a new jailbreak is incredibly difficult. It takes hundreds to thousands of man hours to actually put together a utility that is usable on all of the devices that are currently out right now. And as we've discussed in this video, timing the release is more than half the battle. Should they wait or should they issue a new jailbreak now? So huge thumbs up for both TaiG as well as Pangu. They've done some absolutely awesome work lately, and they will continue to moving forward into the future. And if you guys want to be updated even more frequently, just be sure to like me on Facebook as well as follow me on Twitter. Now, I want to wrap up by simply saying, if you guys have yet to, be sure to check out freeappsfast.com, where you can quickly and easily earn some awesome prizes, including gift cards as well as paid application codes from Apple's App Store, simply by downloading sponsored apps here in the main section for points. It's as easy as signing up and then downloading apps, opening them for about 60 seconds, earning some points, going to the second tab, and claiming your reward. Again, either popular apps from Apple's App Store, gift cards, or now PayPal Cash. All right, that's it for this video. Just be sure to stay tuned for complete jailbreak coverage, and until next time, this is ICU signing out.